In the year 2025, we have access to tools that allow us to talk to people on the other side of the world in an instant. But despite these tools of communication, everybody still seems so disconnected. I mean, in theory, this should bring us together. If we have an idea that's slightly different from the mainstream, we can put that online and communicate it with the whole world instantaneously. But why does it seem as though these tools of communication only bring us apart? Well, the answer might lie in a concept called political radicalization. As people dive deeper into their own ideologies, they become more radicalized and less likely to talk to somebody who disagrees with them. This even occurs in online spaces where algorithms dictate the type of content that you see. So by closing communication and increasing division, political radicalization perpetuates conflicts in both sides of the partisan spectrum. Political radicals in the United States rarely discuss their views with their opponents, which leads to a lack of understanding. It's important to note that in 2025, a significant portion of communication occurs online. In fact, around 31% of Americans report being online almost constantly, and people tend to not migrate from the platforms that they're already comfortable with. But the problem is that over time, each platform becomes polarized and promotes whatever viewpoints the people running it want to show. For example, a majority of Democrats on the social media platform X believe it to be mostly bad, while the social platform Reddit has more of a left-leaning following. Because of this separation, people who disagree with each other tend to be on their own corners of the internet, despite only being a few clicks apart. Now let's talk about some of the issues that political radicalization actually causes. The first one being violence. Interestingly, there is a correlation between an increase in political violence and Elon Musk taking over Twitter. Inductively, it can be claimed that there is a non-zero chance that this shift caused less communication in political spheres, which led to less civil discussion, less mutual understanding, and more physical attacks. Another cause of political radicalization is social ostracism. A recent study conducted over 9 countries showed a link between feeling socially isolated and identifying as right-wing. Of course, correlation does not always mean causation, but more research should be conducted to investigate why this is happening. Now, as these people who feel socially isolated are looking for somebody to lead them in the right direction, influencers such as Nick Fuentes are able to capitalize on this trauma. In the case of Fuentes, he began a fan base that became known as the Groypers. Now, the Groypers have a bit of an interesting history to them, and they tend not to believe in peaceful measures. For example, on January 6th, 2021, there was a large group of people who raided the United States Capitol building. And while this was going on, rumors began to spread online that it was caused, at least in part, by followers of Nick Fuentes. Of course, rumors aren't always true, but if there's a chance that the group called the Groypers caused this, then that means that there is a chance that social ostracism caused by political radicalization can result in terrible things. But there is good news. There are companies that are actively working to remediate this issue. One of the current phenomenons that is currently exploding is the development of a tool called a news aggregator. What a news aggregator aims to do is to take all of the information from left and right-leaning sources and put it into one conformed website. This is the part where most people would claim a sponsorship, but this video has no sponsor. However, Ground News is one of these platforms that aims to mitigate the effects of political radicalization and bring everybody back together. If more people are able to simply sit down and discuss their ideas rather than turning to violence and radicalization and isolation, then maybe some of these issues will resolve themselves. So in conclusion, political radicalization is a growing trend in the United States, and it often results in acts of violence. However, news aggregators such as Ground News are able to mitigate these effects. And if there's one key takeaway from this video, it is learn how to have political discussions with people that you disagree with.